Hello and welcome to Crossing the Line, a podcast about pushing the boundaries about daily opinions and seeing how far people can take a joke. I am Z.
And I am D. And our episode today, for today is I cannot read. This is not going to end well. I'm already starting bad on English. Ooh, good luck
Wow.
for you. But our episode for today is pet peeves. So kind of just little things that, people do that just set you off. I mean, I don't know, Z, if you have some, but I for sure have one. I've mentioned it before because it drives me nuts.
Oh, I got a dozen. Whoa, I just heard myself echo through your headset. What the hell? Or through your mic or whatever. What the fuck?
Way to go.
That's you. I don't know the hell you're doing. Also, I just heard myself echo through you. Audio issues again, D. Huh? You want me to respill my fetish again?
Yeah,
Christ.
go for it.
No.
We're all listening.
No. Yeah, you weren't last time. There, you did it again. What the fuck? Why am I hearing myself through you now? What are you doing? There it goes again.
I'm doing nothing.
Liar.
It is definitely you.
No, it's you. I can see your face, not face. I can see your icon light up.
Oh my god.
Guys, I'm going to have to whisper for this whole episode.
It's actually an ASMR video.
We should do an ASMR podcast.
Yeah.
One episode's just full ASMR. Oh.
All you're going to hear, I got to find something now. I think you can hear it. Oh man, I got to find something to put your... You know when people take their nails and click on stuff?
You need to get those certain mics. That's what you need. You don't have that, it sounds like. Or you got to change your sensitivity. That I can do. That I can change mine and that stuff. Because apparently at one point, this microphone I used before was so sensitive when I moved in my chair, it sounded like I let one rip. And I got a lot of feedback on that one.
So basically, you're just covering for yourself. I see.
Yeah, why not? I know this mic picks up when I release or pass gas or whatever it is. I've already been in games with people and Discords talking, watching movies, streaming on Twitch, whatever. And all of a sudden it's like I let one rip and someone just goes, "Who the farted?" And I just be like, "Oh, that was me." And then yeah. But hey, everyone farts. Is that what you like, gray sweatpants?
Yeah. Are you gonna say,
yeah.
Or is this
my pet peeve?
Is this going to be a whole start of an episode where we're going to rant about something totally different?
My pet peeve is gray sweatpants.
Good God.
When you let one rip in gray sweatpants, they don't wiggle it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No, my honest, and this is probably a major one for everybody. My biggest pet peeve is people don't have common sense. They always play they're a victim. Somehow, some way, whether they bring up something that has nothing to do with a conversation at all, or they make it to where somehow whatever's going on turns to be about them, or like I said, it's just a lack of common sense. If you see someone needs help them. Don't pull out your phone and be like, "Hey, look at me, ma." It's like, what are you fucking doing? Common sense. It's not a thing anymore. And it's so dumb. That's my biggest pet peeve. You could ask someone "Hey, would you mind helping me with this?" And then they just stare at you and go, "Huh?" It's like, you see me struggling. My arm is bleeding. I just lost my foot to whatever was back there. Can you help me? Yeah. And then they just stand there. It's like, no, common sense. There's a lot of gray area in that area where you could say, of course, but
yeah, I feel like it's a hard
sense.
I feel like kind of going off that one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to word it because it's not. I don't know. It's a hard thing to. I mean, it's not hard. I just don't know how people are gonna take it. But kind of going off of what you said, a big pet peeve of mine is mental health is a huge thing for me. I understand. I've had friends with seriously bad mental health and all these other things. It's just to the point where someone is using that as a way to get out of things or a way to get their way. When they're using the mental health in a way that's not, you know what I mean?
They're using a quote unquote disability. Like I said, they're becoming a victim when they don't need to be a victim.
Yeah, that's just one of my pet peeves of something say somebody does something to you and then you go to have a conversation with them and it's more of oh well, because of my mental health I didn't know any better. And it's one of those, and it it's more so my pet peeve is when it becomes, is is the right word coping mechanism? That might not be the right word.
Well,
Oh, no,
explain like how it ends.
when it becomes a crutch for them to use.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Basically, like they know it's always going to be like their
A
backup.
way for them to get out of things or for
Yeah,
them to, like, get things to go their way or make people feel, like, sorry for them, and it's not like I said, like, I, like, totally am not trying to diss people with mental health because, like, I get it, like, I've been there, and I've had friends who, like, have struggled with their mental health. It's just it frustrates me when I can see people using it in the wrong way. Because 'Cause I'm like, then I can see why some people today are like, "Mental health's not a thing, like, you shouldn't have to use that." When, like, if you were seriously are struggling, like, you're seriously struggling, and then I feel like some people just use it as a easy way out, and then that's when, like, those stereotypes come of like, "Oh, well, you're just" of, like, mental health in general, like, "It's not that big of a deal, like, you need to grow up."
see, I'm gonna pull off that, like, okay, like, because I agree with you. I'll be honest, like, when people decide to use, again, like, how I even said, like, common sense, like, people make themselves a victim when there's no reason to be a victim or there's no way it could be. Like I have people I know that are of different color, different, they, well, okay, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We all know this content has like, adult language and stuff like that, blah, 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 parental advisory crap. Like, I'm not gonna say any racial slurs, of course, but it's like, someone that's not white, I know some people that have said there, it's like, oh, well, because I'm black or because I'm Asian or because I'm whatever, I'm gonna be, oppressed. And it's like, it's like, no, no, no. It's not the color of your skin. Yes, I will admit and I will say that, of course, with the news, that whole thing on the news where it's like, they overdo stories. They don't give us the full details, blah, 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 blah. That's just how I see it. I'm not a news fan. Like, I hate watching the news. I'll read my shit through like multiple resources that I can trust, but like, I don't watch the news anymore because 90% of it's bullshit. And I know some of you are gonna be like, well, okay, we now know Z's like conspiracy theorist or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like, no, you know, again, this episode's gonna get dark, but it's like, the main thing was I had roommates that followed the Black Lives Matter, which, hey, again, it is what it is. I'm not saying my 2 cents on it. They quit their jobs, their high paying jobs. One was a nurse and the other was a fucking doctor. They quit their jobs and felt that I had to let them live in my house rent free because they said that I have to if I want to support Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, that's not what that's about. It's like, first off, you two, you're white. I get you're trying to support the concept, or like not the concept, but like the support this concept. But like, you don't quit your jobs that you've worked your ass off to get and say you're going to live here rent free because of Black Lives Matter. Like, no. Like, no. Like, you don't use that as a reason to get what you want. Just like I said with mental disability, like, to be honest, that's a whole thing. Like, now what I was leading to, and I know I ranted on this. This episode's going to be a lot of ranting, folks. I'm just warning you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, with a lot of our pet peeves and shit. But, like, one of the biggest ones, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend, but, like, there's a few things I've seen, and I'm going to give an example on one. Mental health, like you said, is, I feel that's a trend. That's just a trend. Same with people, certain, not everyone, but some people that are willing to transition. I can give 2 perfect examples. Well, one, let me take it back. One for sure, I got to rethink the other one to make sure I wasn't wrong. But the first one is, so someone I knew years ago, she transitioned, or she wanted to transition, and she did. She fell in love with a girl and that stuff or whatever it is. And, the girl's like, well, I don't date other girls. And, so she transitioned to a guy. That girl said, I'm sorry, that's just, you're not my type. Not because she transitioned, but it was because, they just weren't matching. The girl that transitioned was a country girl, became a country guy. And the person that she was going after was like a prep. That girl did not want to date a country guy, just didn't work out. That person I knew of then proceeded to fall in love with some guy on a football team. That person says, listen, I don't date dudes. And so she transitioned back. And it's like, it took years, of course, to do all this. I think it took like, I don't know how many years, but I mean, all I know is like she started at 16 and then like, I don't know, it's been years since I even talked to her anyways. But like last I ever heard, she transitioned back for the guy. But by the time your transition was complete, the guy found someone who was married. And it's like, why would you change yourself for this? And then, okay, now my second thing is this, TikTok. TikTok has a lot of trends. And it led to where I've seen someone post on there saying that they feel that they need to transition to be accepted in this world. And it's like, no, you shouldn't have to transition to be accepted. I mean, if you feel you are your opposite gender, by all means, go for it. I'm proud of you. You know, be who you want to be. Don't push it on others. Don't make it as an excuse for whatever reason. Don't be disrespectful, and don't be like sitting there like, hey, you should try. It's like, no. You try ice cream. You don't try, you know, surgically removing body parts and, you know, reconfigure them. No. I'm sorry. But they decided to transition, and now they regret it. It's like, why did you even do it in the first place? Oh, it's like I said, there's a lot of this stuff, mental health, that, you know, even people possibly the LGBTQ community. Again, hey, go for it. If you are that, perfect. That's fine. But don't do it because you think it's a trend or because your neighbor or your friend's doing it. Don't. You know, if you want to give it a try, go for it. You know, if you think that you could potentially be gay, you know, or lesbian, go for it. Try it. See how it goes. But don't make your whole lifestyle about it until you know for sure. You know, it's like you're not going to dive into a bowl of ice cream and find out you're fucking lactose intolerant. You know, that's going to be a bad day for you. But you get what I mean? It's people are willing to do trends or think everything can be a trend so easily. And they don't realize that they're either inconveniencing themselves or they're pushing it onto others. One more to go with this real quick. A guy I used to work with back at Larget, I think we've been calling it.
Target.
Yeah, Target. Yeah, Target. Yeah, so I'll say Target, pinkies out. This guy looked at a few of us that we worked together, and he said that if he got me and 3 other guys drunk, he thinks he could have slept with us. And we're all like, no, we're not into men. We don't feel that way, blah, 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 blah. He then looks at me and he goes, well, you should just try dick. Instant response out of me is, no, you try ice cream. You try different flavors of ice cream. You can lay up 5 different bowls of different flavors. You're not going to fucking see me line up 5 different men and go, which one do I want today? You know, no. You don't try dick. You try ice cream. You don't just jump in and sit there and go, which nutsack am I getting today? No. It's just more, how am I going to get the shits from what flavor ice cream am I getting today? You know, it's that's how it goes. And it's like, I hate to say, like, a lot of it today is just people want to do it for trends. They think it's just because that's the hip, that's the now, that's the thing. It's like, no, be yourself and don't tell others to join you. Because if they don't like it, if that's not their way, don't get upset if they then say no. I said, victim card. Oh my God. I need to stop. Yeah. I'm going to keep ranting. Just go ahead. Take another one.
I definitely understand that. That was like that whole victim card too. Like I definitely had my biggest frustration was when I had like people in my life like that would play that all the time. And you know, of course, like you feel bad and you take their side and then finally you just come to the point where it's just like enough's enough. Like you lose friends over that and so many other things. It's just like you just can't deal with it to a certain point.
I agree with that. I actually have one thing to say off this. And before you all think I'm an asshole.
Oh my gosh, before you.
No, I'm sorry. This is like kind of, it's important. Or at least I feel it is. So we know we've all have probably had in our time in our life, we have either known someone that we knew someone or we had someone in our family where they have decided to take their final moment, you know, of life, if you understand what I'm meaning. They decided to take that final step, if you get it. And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of us, if not all of us, have known someone or know someone that does know someone. And when we were younger, when I was younger, when I, you know, a kid, you know, back in the 1900s, maybe 1500s, who fucking knows anymore? Fuck you. One of the biggest things was someone would say, I'm going to end myself. And it's like people would say that a lot to each other. I got to the point of I was so tired of hearing it, I would say, do a flip or wait, let me get popcorn. And then they would get mad at me and they would start flipping out at me. And I would just let them rage and rant out. Like, I didn't care. Like, I'm for letting people vent. I love listening to people vent. I don't know why. I love hearing people vent. I love hearing people be dramatic and get upset and everything and just spill their heart out to me. Maybe I'm nosy. I don't know. But I am always for letting people vent to me because I don't mind listening because you're not alone out there. No one's alone out there. You know,
Oh
you just
gosh.
got to find the right help. You got to find the right like person to go to. You can't just sit there and look to your best friend and go, "I'm depressed, save me," when it's like, you know, that
Mhm.
person this whole time was like, "Listen, we're not that close." You know,
You
there
just
is
got to find the
professional
right
help.
person to talk to.
Exactly. You need to find there's hotlines if you can't find the right person. Otherwise, you know, reach to your friends and say, "Hey, can we just talk?" You know, and give them a heads up. It's like, listen, it's gonna be a depressing talk. And if that person says no, I don't want to talk about it, that person you don't want to go to then ever again for any talks. Unless they're your absolute last chance or last moment. But it's like, you know, I like listening to people rant. Well, anyways, I used to let people get mad at me because I would say, go ahead, do it. Do it. You're always talking about it. Do it. And I know it sounds horrible to say, but it's like when you hear it like 20 times a week, it's like it gets old. It gets really old. And it's like they never did anything. They never harmed themselves. They did nothing wrong. It's just got really old. And I can remember one, she got really upset with me and she said, "How could you say that to me?" It's like, you know, I thought, you know, it's like we were close and everything. I said, "We are. But apparently we're not that close where if you feel you need to end that moment, you know, you are going to just take the easy way out." And she yelled at me for probably like an hour and a half. I don't remember how long. My last words to her before she like blocked me and everything is, or yeah, she blocked me for a bit. I don't remember if she still be blocked. I don't know. Anyways, uh, I said to her was, it's like, you notice how I got you out of that mindset because I let you yell at me? You're no longer saying you want to do it. Now you're mad at me. I let you change that whole frustration, whatever it is, towards me. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm glad you got that. You changed your mindset. But no, you're not going to say it anymore, are you? I got blocked. Haven't heard a thing since. Except I think a few years ago, maybe. I don't know. I could be thinking the wrong person. But either way, no. If it's someone's going to use like, you know, depression or whatever, it's just like how we were saying, like mental, like, you know, like, whatever it is, become the victim. Don't use it on us. Don't
Or
use it.
even just for like attention.
Yes.
Because I know I've known scenarios like that where like some guy broke up with his girlfriend and her girlfriend used that as an excuse for them to get back together.
And that's just wrong.
And I'm just like, that's just not the way to go about that. Like I don't know. I just like I said, like I'm not like this isn't me trying to like play down other people's feelings or belittle them because trust me, like I know how it feels when people do that. And but it's just when you use it for attention and it's not like you're really at that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a last attempt. It's a, like literally, it's just, you know, playing a victim card.
Hmm.
You know, it's like if you don't, and like I said, I'm just gonna stand there like, all right, let me get the popcorn and a lawn chair and get ready. I'll put on 3D glasses to make this look cool. You know, don't get me wrong. Like if I know, like in all seriousness, and I'm gonna say this too in all seriousness, like, you know, you said like you've already been where someone played your emotions or whatever it is. If you honestly ever need to talk, anyone listening here needs to seriously talk. Like I'm absolutely 100% serious. Don't be afraid to reach out to me.
Come vent to us.
Like I'm serious, and this includes you, D. Like if you ever need to vent or whatever it is, you know, two rules I have. One, I'm never gonna
You
tell
hear
any.
me vent on a daily basis. Are you kidding me?
I'd be okay with that though. Like I'm serious. I'm 100% honestly serious. Like no jokes aside. Like all jokes aside, not no jokes aside. All jokes aside, 100%, 150% serious. Like seriously.
Words, English, dictionary. Come
Like
on.
if you ever, any of you, anyone here that's listening, or D, even you, or any of our guests, anyone, you need to vent, send me a message. If I don't respond right away, I'm either sleeping, I'm not near my phone, or I'm working.
Or gaming.
I know I'll answer during games of like I have dropped stuff for people. Like I have dropped everything just to listen to someone talk. Because I like listening. I like hearing people vent and rant and etc. Again, maybe I am just nosy and I don't know it yet, or I haven't accepted that yet. But it's like the biggest thing is like and not that this episode's so dark, but I have known people that have done that final moment and they had no one to go to. And it's like me personally, I'm always okay with listening to anyone rant. I don't care what it is. You can tell me the size of crap you just took. and how it stunk out your whole house and the kids passed out, look like they're foaming at the mouth from your shit. I'm serious. Message me. I will get back to you ASAP because I like doing that. Not to make this episode turn into like, like a Stark thing, but you get what I mean. And I'm serious again to you, D. Like, if you ever need the vent, send me a million messages. I'll read them. I'll respond. I won't leave you on red. I won't leave anyone on red. Right now, somebody's listening that goes to our job is sitting there like, oh, he leaves me on red. Like, I can't respond to LOL. What do I send back? LOL? LOL? Laugh my effing ass off? What do you want me to respond to LOL? I can't respond to LOL. It's like I said, I will respond. And if I don't respond, send me another message saying, hey, did you get all this? I just want to make sure. Okay, I might have more likely forgot to respond at some point. That's got me to go, hey, what the hell? And I'll look again. So by all means, like to anyone, like to make a serious moment in this podcast, like I know we do jokes that cross the line, but like if any of you ever need to talk and vent and rant, shoot me a message. 2 rules. 1, I will never tell anyone who I talk to and unless you give me permission. And 2, I'll never tell anyone what we talked about unless, again, you give me permission. I'm more than okay with listening to people vent and rant. That's just who I am. I don't know why, because I really think I am nosy. I think I might really be nosy. Okay, there's the joke.
You tell me to accept that.
I might be. I don't know. I don't know. I just like listening to people vent. I like hearing it. I think it's just like I said, I want to let everyone know it's like, you're not alone. I am more than okay and willing to help you out.
Yeah.
Not going to give you the moon. I'll moon you if you really want me to, but I'm not giving you the moon.
Oh, so you'll give me $1 million?
No.
Hey, you just said the moon. You didn't say anything about.
Listen, if I can give you $1 million, do you really think I'd be working where we are?
That's a fair point. Do you think either of us would be working where we are?
To be fair, though, I did make a Feet Finder account from our last episode. I have yet to set up my first photos.
Oh my god, I have to do it too because we're gonna do our experiment with it.
Yes.
That's what I gotta do this week.
This weekend. I have a 3-day weekend. I'm not here at work Friday.
We should see that. We should just see how much money we can make within like 2 weeks. We should give it a timeline.
We'll do it. We'll have everything set up. Okay, so we have to have everything set up by December 31st.
Okay.
We start at January 1st, and it ends at the end of January.
Oh god.
That's gonna be the thing. We're gonna give it a full month because right now we're in the Christmas season. Everyone's buying shit. No one's gonna have money to buy our feet pics and anything and that stuff. But like I said, we're gonna do that. That's exactly what we're going to do. Is we're gonna set it up that way. We'll get everything set up by December 31st. And then once the 31st is start, by January 1st, we'll post our first feet pic, and let it go to January 31st. You can upload as many pics as you want.
All our coworkers listening to this be like, what the fuck are we listening?
If you missed the last episode, you are really missing out. That's probably my favorite episode we've done so far. We've learned a lot about Dee and her really messed up fetishes, sports apparel, accents.
And you're saying yours aren't?
Gothic girls are hot. Fuck you.
If you ask people my age, they will say the exact same thing.
Yeah, Gothic girls are hot. I'm a butt guy. I'll admit it. I am 100% an ass guy. What's that one song by Honky Tonk by Donkey Dog? It's like, we hate to see them go, but we love to watch them lay with that honky. Okay, I'm done.
I thought you were going to sing, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
That too. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You had a better skin than now. The girl walks in with anybody wasted.
Perfect song for you, Z.
No, it's the hot talk. How'd you even get them britches on with that honky tonk and copyright?
No one wants to hear you sing. I'm sorry.
Hey, I guess I could sing well.
Okay, whatever. We'll have to have a karaoke day.
Karaoke at work. Yeah, karaoke.
Oh my gosh.
Karaoke at work. It's like, all right, guys, fuck the potlucks. We're doing karaoke. We knew our boss would be there right away.
Continuing before we get way off track on this podcast.
Right.
another one of mine would have to be pen clicking.
Oh yeah, this is
I'm
pet peeves.
My mom has the exact same one too. Like, if someone's clicking a pen repetitively, I will go grab it out of their hands and be like, "Please stop." I'm
See,
like, "I cannot do it," because then that's all I can hear. I think it's just something too with noises, because like if I pick out a noise, like even at work, I notice sometimes I'll just hear a noise and then I can't stop hearing that noise. And then
I
everyone they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a normal noise. I've drowned that out by now." And I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "It's gonna irritate me the rest of the night."
See, I know what you mean. Like I've mentioned this at work. Like there's some people at work, like for example, like when one of our machines jam, like I hear it the instant it jams, and I'll say, I'm like, oh, robot jammed, and like I'll have people look up at me and they go, what? And they'll look and they go, how the hell did you hear a jam? I'm like, I just picked up the sound. Like I can hear with one of our other areas that like makes like like colorizes our like items or colorizes product. Like I can hear when that alarm goes off, and it's like I'll hear it and people go, how the hell are you hearing them? Like, I don't have human hearing because I'm deaf as hell. But when I hear a sound that I know that should not be there, I pick it up right away. Even when I'm doing stuff to help get those like items or like product onto like this conveyor or whatever it is that helps get them ready to be like painted and colored eyes and everything. Like, I'm not going to say like the full thing, but I mean, if you guys that work to know about what we're talking about, okay, cool. But like
Okay.
if like these washers, like if I hear a product fall in the washer, I could be on the other side of the floor grabbing product. I'll hear it. And I have earplugs in. And I'm probably like what, like 50, 60, 70 feet away, 80 feet away, maybe even more, maybe 100 feet. I don't know. I'll hear it. But everyone's like, how the hell can you? And like, I'll hear it over radio speakers, like everything that's blaring. I'll hear it. And it's like, I don't have supersonic hearing because, like I said, I'll be like, what did you say? What? I'm fucking deaf. What? You know, it's like I don't hear you, and I just heard my Discord go off. Let me change that setting real quick. Oops, forgot I had didn't have streamer mode on, so now I'm gonna start getting dings. So if you heard a ding, that was just Discord. But
Now you're hearing things.
well, no,
And you
someone,
are.
no, my server developer for Minecraft server I run just sent me a message, and I heard it go pink, and I'm like, oh shit, that just went through. But yeah, like I said, I know what you mean, like clicking sounds. Like I'm okay, like because I like to tap. I've noticed this, and this is a bad thing. The same employee we're talking about, he gave me drumsticks. They sit down on my computer. I don't have a drum set, and I want to get one. But like, I'll grab them from time to time. I could be watching YouTube, Netflix, whatever. I'll grab them and just start ratting on my desk. And it's just, I don't know. I guess I need a fidget spinner. I need a fidget toy or something. But it's like, because I'm just constantly just like I'm just continuously going.
Except it doesn't sound that good.
Oh, it actually does sound pretty damn good. If I had a drum set, it would sound so much better.
Whatever you want.
I don't mean to boast myself, but like I had drums as a kid, and even when I was in my teen years, I had drums, and I get a good beat going. It's not the like hi hat and the snare and the bass, like a like shit. Like I ain't doing that. Like through the fire and fun. I'm just kidding, but I know what you mean when it comes to tapping. Another clicking or tapping noise or sound noise I know you're probably going to agree with me on. Chewing with your mouth open. When I hear like fuck you, I came to eat. I didn't want to see you eat your food and hear it. I'm not at a movie theater. Like your mouth is not the movie screen. If I want to hear ASMR chewing, I'll close my eyes and plug my ears and I'll listen to my fucking self chew. I don't want to hear you do it.
I will say there are times that like I'll be eating dinner or something, and it's not like I'm chewing obnoxiously, but there have been times my family's noticed I am not fully chewing my mouth shut. And it's not like anything like, you know what I mean? Like I know that I'm not just chewing where it's like you can see it. It's just maybe like a little like here and there. And it's so funny because my brother will just yell at me. He's like, "Can you chew with your mouth shut?" And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be that person just to be petty and just make it so much more obnoxious than it needs to be. Because there will be times that I just won't even notice, and I'm not even chewing that big or that loudly. But there must be times where I just, I don't know, it's not even a habit. It's just I won't fully close my mouth, and it'll bother my brother, and then he'll say something, and then I just got to make it work. But yeah, I will agree. People are like full on like, oh god.
Like I know someone, and she still does it whenever like we go out to eat from time to time. She moans when she eats.
Oh man.
And it's like, it's not like she's like, like anything. She's fucking having an orgasm. No, 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 no. Like, it's usually like, say, like she'll come by or whatever. It's like, this is going to sound dumb. Like, so whenever she drops by, I will, when I watch a show on like Netflix or something, like, and this is going to sound really dumb. Like, I guess this is like a weird habit of me. Maybe that should be an episode, Weird Habits. Okay. Spoiler alert. Because we gotta start thinking about our next season that we're gonna go into, because we're on episode 15 out of 20, and we got 5 more episodes left. By the way, we are looking for people for a BS podcast episode. We need as many guests as we can get. That's episode 20, and that will be our season finale. And then we're gonna take a break for a bit. I know Dee's going to school; she's gonna be doing a bunch of stuff. We can start doing some upgrades and updates on the our whole thing that we're gonna be doing for the podcast and that stuff, and etc. And go from there, but etc. But anyways, I like having headphones in when I watch certain shows or movies, like if I'm at home. And this person, she knows, because she'll do the same thing too from time to time, because like we have different hearing problems. Like I said, I'm not deaf. I'm
Very
deaf. I'm like close. So like I have to have my headset on like cranked sometimes. But it's like, I don't like when the people have the TV, like, silent. I'm just sitting there going, what did he say? And shit like that. But, so there's times where I'll have headphones on and I'll have one ear out so I can hear if you're talking or something. And when she puts a headphones on or headset on, she covers both ears. Well, then while she's chewing, I hear, mm-hmm, and I just like, I'm looking over and I'm like, are you about to, Niagara Falls, this floor here with that food? Like, what the fuck, like, Jesus Christ, but like, I know what you mean. So, oh my God, I'm telling you, I now know you're going to do that to me one day. After we say this, you're going to be like, I don't want, like, listen, I know you like seafood, but I don't want to see your food. So you're just going to look at me and go,
I'm just going to do it just to be that person. Like, all right.
Take the first bite.
Oh God.
I'll throw my plate at you. Oh. Go ahead, go another one. Do another one.
Now I think of another.
I got one. Constantly touching people. Like, I'm a loner. I'm an introvert. I like staying home. And there's people that'll walk up to me and like they'll either give me a hug, a pat in the back, or certain coworkers for some reason keep thinking it's funny, like, like touch my hair, calling you out, asshole, or stuff like that. And it's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm not a germaphobe or anything, but why the hell do you got to touch me? I don't know what your hand's been. Even if I know where your hand's been, I don't want them on me. Like, don't touch me. I'm not, like I said, like that's just so weird to me. Like, if you're doing a conversation where you got to do a gesture like a pat in the back or something, fine. But if you're going to walk up to me, and just like either like touch my shoulder or whatever it is, like every time we talk, or like something, it's just like, oh, why are you touching me? I did not consent to this. What the hell do you want? Unless you're about to give me 50 grand and say, hey, this won't hurt at all. Well, money first, asshole.
I will say, going off of that, I mean, for me, like, I understand, but I feel, is it weird for me just to say it depends on the person?
No, I know what you mean. Like, if there's certain people, like, like say if it was, like with my partner or, like a family member or like a close friend, that's fine. But like, if I see, like, I hear his, hey, and they come walking up arms wide, I'll be like, why?
Okay.
Why? Well, now I can't dodge it. It's going to be awkward.
Okay, I don't think this person listens, but there's someone, I've mentioned it a couple of times. There's this person at work, and every time, I don't know what it is. It's like either a hey or like they'd be talking to me. They have to like place their hand on my shoulder. And of course, it's like a person that's like 2-3 times my age and like opposite gender. Like, definitely would not like think that's a response of like how you greet someone. And it's always just so awkward.
What, like they touch you or something like that?
Yeah, they'll always, like, whenever they come and talk to me, they'll just always place their hand on my shoulder and be like, hey, how's it going? And I'm just like, please get away.
I'm curious. You have to DM me because I don't know who does that. You'll have to DM me it.
Oh, but it drives me nuts because like I'm like, and it's not like it's not, it might be weird to me saying like if it's like a person, like a guy my age, like maybe I'd understand like in a flirting way, but since this person's like
With an
2 to 3 times my age, it's just so awkward. And
I'm
I just
so
stand there
curious
like,
who the hell you're
I'm
talking about
like,
now.
uh-huh, okay, like please stop touching me. Like, why are you touching me? Like, I don't want to be in this situation
I
right
know what
now.
I'm doing at work tonight. Wait, hold up. Let me rephrase that. I'm not going to touch you
God,
uninappropriately. I'm
you
not
better
touching you
rephrase that.
I'm not touching you inappropriately. Oh boy, how'd you end up in HR? Well, I said on the podcast I was going to touch her.
You made this 10 times more awkward than it needed to
Oh.
be.
So never mind, never mind. I'm not going to say the joke. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know one. We're on a different one. Okay, I can be kind of bad at this. And it's not like I purposely do it. It's just like I unintentionally like kind of like I don't even know. I unintentionally do it. And I'm like I'm trying not to do it, but when people interrupt you,
Like I get that. I would
I
say
get
it
it
depends
at
on the
some points, but
situation.
then there are points where like I feel like if I know you're purposely interrupting, then I will be. It is a pet peeve. If I know if you don't mean it to be like for me, like if it's like unintentionally, like I seriously have a question that needs to be answered. But if it's something that like someone's having a conversation, you just interrupt at the worst time about something totally off topic if you've been listening it, like it just drives me nuts.
I know, like I'll admit I have a bad habit of doing that too, and I will say like I'm sorry to cut you off, and like I'll apologize, and I mean it when I say it. You know, it's like it's just more of like I have
Sure.
that train of thought in my head,
Okay.
huh?
Said sure, uh-huh, okay.
No, I'm serious. Like I have that train of thought in my head, and like I'll completely like if I know I don't get it out, I'm gonna forget it. Like I will absolutely forget it. How many times even at work it's like where I'm like, God damn, I had. Well, even today when we're all working as hard as possible, keeping efficiency to the max. Yeah, you can't see my thumbs up right now. Um, like even today at one point when we all were working hard and definitely not standing off talking, for like a couple of minutes. At one point during that, like I completely forgot like when I was gonna say one of my jokes, and it's like shit. I lost my train of thought. Like I lose my train of thought easily. It's like I don't mean when I interrupt. It's just that if I don't say it, I'm gonna fucking forget it.
Mhm. Honestly, I think that's part of my thing too, is I've learned if I don't say what I'm thinking in that moment, there's a good chance I will forget what I was about to say. And then when
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, "Well, I'll wait," and they're like, "What did you have to say?" I'm like, "I don't remember anymore." They're like,
Yeah.
"Well, way to go," and then I get judged on. I'm like, maybe if you just let me say it in the first place before I forgot, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel as bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's just sometimes where it's like, okay, like I'm sorry, I forgot. I didn't mean to forget. It's just shit. It happened. What do you want me to do? What do you hell want me to do now? I didn't mean to. I forgot. But yeah, no, I get what you mean on that. Okay, here's a pet peeve. Spoilers. Like not like
Oh
on
yeah.
a car, but like I've had like so obviously I've said before, and some of you know, like I'm a video gamer. I play video games. I stream on Twitch. I do stuff on kick.com. I make content on YouTube besides the podcast. I do stuff like, I'm a content creator. And the biggest pet peeve I have is when I get a game, like for example, like not to like sorry to self promo, but like, like even this upcoming weekend, like I had to block 2 friends that I've known for years online because right away they're trying to spoil the game that I just bought. I bought a collector's edition of a game, and I do unpacking and unboxings, like where I show everyone the contents of the item or in the case or the collector's edition on stream. And the first time this ever happened is I just bought Assassin's Creed, an Assassin's Creed game. Not even 5 minutes after I loaded into the game, he tells me the ending. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I was excited to play it. I stopped playing that whole series because he ruined it for me. And it really made me mad. Like it just really made me mad. But like I hate spoilers. Movies. You spoil a movie or TV show, I am going to knock your lights out. Like if I say, "Hey, I'm watching this. Don't tell me." You better run if you say the spoiler. Cuz your knees are going to be up your ass real quick. But yeah, like spoilers. I hate when people spoil movies, shows, Books, when I read them, usually it's manga. Those are books, assholes. But like I said, I hate spoilers. Unless I know I'm not going to watch it. Like, if you're going to say a spoiler, just like, hey, by the way, I got a spoiler. Like, I'll even say to some of you, it's like, spoiler alert, do you care about spoilers? If you say no, okay, fine. But if you
Yeah.
do, zip it. I walk away and drop the conversation. Ugh, fucking hate spoilers.
Another one is like when people stare at your phone.
When you're using it or while it's just sitting there?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Like, if you're meaning, like, if you're texting someone and someone walks up and starts reading what you're texting, I know what you mean.
I think that I like when it's sitting there. Oh, actually, when it's sitting there, it wasn't when it's sitting there sometimes too, because I remember in high school, my biggest pet peeve is like I'd have my phone out, like just sitting on the table, and anybody would text me or stuff or Snapchat, whatever, and all my friends wanted to do was see who's Snapchatting or texting me, and then like just be like, ooh, like they're Snapchatting you, or like just give you shit for everything, and it's like this is why. And then finally, I ended up having to like um oh, how is it? Make my screen incognito in a sense of like it just wouldn't show people's names and stuff up on my phone. Just because it wasn't even the fact of like I don't care if you see it. It's the fact that like you guys are doing it and giving me shit about it. It's just driving me nuts. Of like why is it any of your concern?
Yep, I agree.
But I will say even just like having the phone out and you're like texting someone or someone and someone's just standing over you watch is like there have been times I think that's happened and be like, do you want to see what's on my phone? Because you can, because like I don't care. And
Yep,
there's even times where I've had even like we've had those temporary people at work that are always like so nosy and be like, "Ooh, like what's on your phone?" I'm like, "I don't care. You can freaking look." And like I just give 'em two shits. But it's the fact of like if I'm doing something and you're purposely standing over me trying to see, it drives me nuts.
yep,
And even just
yep,
like that other example when it's like laying there, I don't care if you see who's like this, but it's the fact of like why are you make going out of your way to have to like trying to see and then giving someone shit about it? Like it's just like
yep,
just leave it. Like why does it matter?
yep. I can agree with that. Like, that's like one of my biggest things. Like, normally I don't care. I normally don't care if like people like look at me when I'm doing like stuff on my phone. But like my biggest pet peeve, and like I said before to people, is if I'm doing something, like I don't want people like I said, like conversations, they're always private. I will never share your conversation unless you give me the okay for it. I hate
Yeah.
it when people go, who you texting? And I'll be like, oh,
Mhm.
just a buddy of mine or a friend or whoever. I'll always say that. It's like, oh, friend, buddy, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But like if I get the, hey, why can't I know who you're talking to? I'm like, because it's none of your business. Like, why do I gotta tell you? It's hello. It's none of your business. I hate people that try doing
Especially
that when they
when
try
they
to snoop.
like drag it and like you tell them and then they want to know like every freaking million question about it and you're like just drop it like you don't need to know. And especially if
Yep.
it's something like they're not like they don't need to know or it's personal for someone else. It's like why do you it's not okay, this goes on to a whole different rant for me now. Not even on the phone. It's the fact of like I remember even in college too, like I was close with some people and like like I was that person again, like if you like had something that like even personal, like you can tell me I'm not telling anybody, like I know that line. But I remember like there were friends who were kind of like knew the same person too, and they just would dig and dig at me for information on them. Like they're like, no, like you can tell me, like can you tell me? And it's like, no, like that's not my place to tell you. And they're like, no, 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 like you can tell me. And it's just like they wouldn't let it go. And
Right.
it's like I'm like, this is none of your concern. Like, why do you want to know this so badly? Because you don't need to.
Yep, I agree with that. I can wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, if it comes to private conversations, like, listen, this is an A and B conversation. See your way out of this.
Oh gosh, yeah.
If you
Well,
weren't brought into the beginning, you're not gonna be in it now.
yeah, and I think it got to the point where I'm just like, they're going through stuff, like I'm helping, like that's all you need. Like if you seriously have that question, go ask it yourself.
Yep, yep,
Like it's like why do you have to keep picking at me for information that and it's just and that can even lead to a whole other rant of like when people just won't let things go or a conversation end. It's like, dude, like it's over with. Like why are you asking or why do you keep bringing it up?
yep.
That has to go into you remember C at work with the paint line?
Yes.
I just remember I told you the story too of how because you brought it up about how he was like they were mad because I kind of like pulled seniority, which
Yep.
wasn't even really seniority because that's the only spot I really knew at this certain area. And he just got super mad about it. And you brought it up to me like a couple weeks later and how they were still upset about it. And I remember one day just bringing it up out of I don't know if they were like I don't know it had connection to what we were doing in the area we were in because I don't know if he got mad about something else or so I was like, yeah, you're just still mad about how blah blah blah. And they, I kid you not, would not drop this conversation. There were times I was physically walking away, being like, I'm done with this. And they're like, no, you're not. Like, you're the one who's upset if you keep bringing it up. Like, would not let me leave that conversation. And I told you it's dropped. I'm dropping it. Why can't you? And that
Yep.
just, oh, is another one
Yep.
of my pet peeves of like, if you don't know when to drop a conversation or keep gonna bring it up, like, oh God, please leave. I will leave at that point.
Yep. Yep. I said I
But
like don't get me wrong, I get it if someone wants to know, I get it. But like
yeah.
when we tell you, hey, conversation's not for your eyes, don't keep bothering us.
Mhm.
You know,
Or if they get mad about it because you won't tell them, it's like, seriously? Like, there's
yep,
a reason why I'm not telling you, and the fact that you keep hounding me for this information is just like, oh God.
yep. Like I said, it's like we've told you, we've told you, we don't want to talk about it. We're not going to talk to you about it.
Mhm.
Please respect us. And instead we get, oh well, I know them anyways. Or seriously, come on, like motherfucker, I told
Yeah.
you, I'm not telling you. If you can't understand that, get over it.
Yeah. It's just like, and that's just not a position like anyone wants to be put in. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
not like the person talking to you means for you to be put in that position. It's just the person who's like wanting that information just needs to understand there are some things that need to be private, need to not be said, like, and you're just gonna have to take it at that.
Yep. Yep.
Like there are times like, yes, am I curious? I can be, but if someone tells me like, hey, like you don't need to know this information or like it's personal, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. Like I don't need to know then.
Yep. It's like normally I'll
Like,
say something similar like that. I'm like, hey, listen, like it's nothing for you to know. It's just, it is what it is. Please be respectful of it. And it's
yeah,
like, well, I want to know. It's like, I get you want to know, but guess what?
too
You're
bad.
not going to know.
You're out of luck.
It's like, I'm sorry. It's just, no, too bad, jackass. That's just how I feel on it. And I don't know. Like I said, there's some things where people just don't have they just don't have the common sense. So it's like when we tell like, hey, we're not talking about it, please stop asking. And they
Yeah.
continuously ask. It's like, fuck off. Please fuck
Oh yeah,
off.
for sure.
I know it's dumb, but like seriously. The hell was
Hmm.
that noise?
Well, because
Oh, dude.
I even remember that time, like I brought up, and I was just like, it was just one of those things. I was like, oh my God, can you please stop? Like, I don't want to tell you. Like, why do you? And like, they would not let me leave the before I told them anything. And then finally got to the point where I had to give a very generalized over thing that I even hated giving that because it's just like, dude, just let me leave.
Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have even done that. I would just look at them and say, unless they want to tell you, they'll tell you themselves.
I
I
know.
said,
I was just,
if they're not telling you, they obviously don't want to tell you. So 2 words, piss off, and then that's it.
but yeah, it's just like one of those things. It was like so dumb because I'm like, you don't need to know. Like, if they want to tell you, they'll tell you.
Yep. It's like God, I hate it. It's
But
like
yeah,
I
that
get it,
was
people are
definitely like
nosy, but goddamn.
3 pet peeves in one.
Yep. Yep. I can 110% agree with it. It's like people like please understand, like, it's like we don't mean anything mean on it. It's just that
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna like be a nosy, if you're gonna be super nosy, like I get to a point, everyone's curious.
Yeah.
Fine. But if you're gonna be super nosy to a point to where it's like you're getting out of hand with it, after you've been told more than once, hey, please stop. I'm not going to tell you. It doesn't involve you. Please stop. Oh, no, seriously, come on. Motherfucker, listen. You were told no how many times? Don't ask me again.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot that I could rant on about all
Oh
three of
God,
those.
yeah.
I just
Oh
brought
God,
up
yeah.
over one thing of having someone look over your shoulder on his
Oh,
smartphone.
like I said, it's just being super nosy. Like I get everyone is nosy, but seriously, like if we're like I tell everyone, and I'll say this again and 1,000 times again, like if anyone ever needs to talk, please reach out to me. I'm more than willing to listen and talk. I'm more than willing. I'll drop things if you are local. I'll meet up with you. I'll come hang out with you if you want to chat and listen to that stuff. I don't mind. But if I'm, like I said, if you're other people are coming to me like, well, so who'd you talk to so and so about, or why'd you talk to them, or what's going on? It's like it's just nothing. And I hear, no, seriously, tell me. I'm like, no, seriously, it's nothing. No, seriously, tell me what's going on. And I'll look right at them and say, it doesn't involve you. If they ask again, I'm gonna say, listen, it doesn't fucking involve you. It's like, be respectful. Like, adhere to my privacy and adhere to theirs, or whatever the fuck that word is. I'm stupid, but it's like, be respectful, not an
Yeah.
asshole.
And like,
Joking,
don't make
one
someone
thing.
feel bad if they're not gonna tell you. Because like I said, in that situation, that's what I had. It's just like I understand being curious, but don't make like me the bad guy or feel bad for not telling you or wanting to tell you.
Yep, that's another thing too. Guilt trips don't work on me. Certain people it will. I won't say who. There are certain people in my life where if I know they pull a guilt trip on me, I hate it, but I will follow and listen to them, and I'll do what I can to make them not feel guilty. But then there's some people where they'll pull a guilt trip, and I'm like, I hope that face plant didn't hurt as you took that trip. That
I'm
guilt trip
sorry.
was worth it.
I will be that person. I hate feeling guilty. There are things that happened like 5 years ago that I'm like, I still feel guilty
Can't
about
believe you
that.
did
Like
that
that's
to
not
that
how
person.
it's meant.
Shame on you.
What the frick? Don't stop doing that. You're making me feel bad, okay? I'm gonna cry.
Yes, I do. Welcome to crying. Oh, I wonder if they have Tear Finder.
Oh god.
So why aren't you at work today? Oh, I quit. I'm a billionaire. Why? I sell my tears. Oh, well, how do you sell your tears? You're like, I just think I'm a dead puppy, and then just bawl.
That's so sad.
This episode's sad today. Damn.
Gosh, all because you bring up stuff, man. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's real stuff.
You should feel guilty though. I can't believe you hurt that person.
Don't even start.
I know what I'm doing at work tonight.
I'm gonna hate my life. I will walk out and be like,
ooh, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We're gonna get D to quit her job tonight. I'm like, hey D, remember that time you hurt that person?
why do you want to leave? Because Z is making me feel bad.
And it's like, and then you're gonna hear him say, well, you should have known better. You shouldn't have hurt that person. You're gonna hear me fucking laugh from across the plant. Hell, from across like the state. You're just gonna hear
For that.
my what laugh?
And that is how D and Z's podcast.
Don't worry, I'll find someone else.
Well,
Listen, some people like the D.
oh god.
Oh Christ. But yeah, no, it's that's gonna be a good long running joke for a while. Like, how could you hurt them, D? How could you hurt them? How does that make you feel?
Must be like crossing the line.
Crossing the line. What's the safe word? Crossing the line. That's a safe phrase. Crossing the line. Then you go, that's what this show is for. You just keep crossing it. You can keep making lines. I'm gonna keep crossing them. Tic tac, tick there. Wait, what the hell is it called? Like TikTok applesauce or whatever the fuck it's called, or crisscross applesauce. There you go. Yeah, shut up.
Lord.
You and your old ways and you being old and crap and yeah, screw you.
Says the one who aged themselves multiple times just in this podcast.
Name one time, whippersnapper.
That time. Pretty sure that word's been existent for or non-existent for a while.
Young whippersnapper? Where the hell you been? My pet peeve is D. That's a pet peeve. Mine is D.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I got one. I got one more pet peeve because we're almost at an hour here already. I knew we were gonna make this episode long.
Still probably figure out.
Huh?
I even looked up some and been like, yep, definitely know that one. Yep, definitely know that one. Definitely gonna...
Start Googling pet peeves and that stuff. I'm like, oh my God, my whole list is here. Holy shit, I didn't even have to write it down. Another pet peeve of mine is when people become way over dramatic on the stupidest things. Like there's some people I'm not gonna call out names or days or whatever it is, but like I've had people get so upset with others over nothing, and like they have a full on pouting hissy fit. I've gotten to the point where I've seen these people, and when I know they do that even around me, I ignore them. Like I'm okay with shutting people out. Like I know, like this is gonna sound like heartless. Well, perfect example. Dee tried a prank on me once. She tried pretending she was super mad at me for one day, and
It did
I
not work.
was no, I did not because I planned like you had to stop me by my car to get me to talk to you because like I said something to you and you just like walked away and kept walking, and even the other coworkers like she's mad at you, she's mad, she's not talking to you, and I'm like, oh well, life goes on. And
Heart,
I
man.
walked past you. I walked past everyone. Even some people even said, like, why aren't you and D talking? And I'm just looked at them. I just gave them the silent shoulder. I walked. She had to stop me by my car. She stood in front of my car where I couldn't back out or pull out or whatever. She would not let me leave until we talked. And I even said to you, as I said, like, I was telling you I was going to cancel the podcast. I was going to be done with all this crap. Like, I was going to go as far as to where I know I made you where you were going to try to apologize to me. I was going to make you feel guilty. Just, you hurt my feelings that day, D. I can't believe you did that to me. Do you feel guilty yet? Like I said, like I planned, like I spoke to some coworkers and I said, like, I'm planning on how far I'm going to go with this. Like, I'm really going to see how far I can go.
It was, I was talking to someone about it because it was so funny. I was talking in the other cell, some people, and I'm like, honestly, at this point, I don't care. He can be mad at me. I'm like, I did nothing wrong.
I remember that day. Like I said, you just walked by and you looked so pissed. And like they looked at me and they're like, she's mad at you. And I'm like, oh well. Life goes on.
Because they're like, oh, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, I'm just going to stand by his car and he's going to have to talk to me.
I remember you said that to me. You're like, he's going to have to talk to me. I won't let him leave. And like, that just showed to me I won that battle for the record then.
That's debatable.
Nah, because you had to stop me. Like, you even tried saying something to me as I was leaving, and I completely ignored you. And then, like, I don't know. I think, yeah, we were by the time clock, and you said something to me, and I completely ignored you. And then you got out before me, because, like, I was acting like I wanted nothing to do with you. I let you punch out first, and, like, others and that stuff. I'm like, I'm staying away. And one of the coworkers is like, damn, like, you're really, like, giving her the cold shoulder. And I'm like, yeah, she did it to me. I'm going to see how far this will go, how far I can go, because I know she's bullshitting as it is already. And you gave it away because when I was saying something new, you looked back and you gave a slight smirk. Yeah, even though it was for a split second, I caught it. And that's the dumbest thing. That's one thing that this what some people said I give a pet peeve off or like I annoy people with is I notice the smallest detail. Like I can hear when someone's smiling when they're talking. Right now, Dee's in her home. I'm in my home. If she could be talking, I'll know when she's smiling because I can hear it. I can hear it in her voice. I can hear the sound. I can tell when people are smiling. Hell, I know I said something early before this podcast episode recording where I know I got the fucking lip movement from her where it was that one lip where she sticks her lips out, tongue goes up to the gums, and it's just a, oh yeah, asshole, like that asshole look. Like, I know I got that. I know I did. Because I could just feel it. I can sense it. My spider sense is tingling. But, like, like, I know how to piss people off. And it's like, I know when things are going on. Like when I saw that, and back to what I was saying, like I knew I pissed you off. And when I saw that itty bitty little smirk, because for a split second, I'm thinking, what did I do that made you mad? For a split second. But then all of a sudden when I'm like, but I did nothing wrong. I know I did nothing wrong. I know I made a joke about you and one of your lovers, but that was that. And you were fine with this whole time. I'm like, why did she 180 on this? Like before she thought it was funny. Now it's just like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Like as soon as I saw that split smirk, I'm like, this bitch.
Wait, no, everybody's going to think I have like millions of lovers here.
I just said one of your lovers. I never said a number of millions. Confirmed here, folks. D has a million lovers. Damn.
Red flag, challenge flag. You said I made a joke of one of your lovers. Definitely said one.
Yeah,
Say
one. What if you have two?
more.
Well, it could have been two.
The way you said it. The way you
Well,
said
am
it.
I gonna say one of your two lovers? That would have gave it away. I got to give them some mysterious and suspense. Like, how many does she have on next week's episodes? Dee's lover number 87,
Oh,
the janitor. Get a muppet. Or wait, should get a bucket and a mop. That's a whap.
oh good Lord. You didn't even know the name of that song.
Yeah, because I listen to good music, unlike you people.
Well, being cultured.
Sure. A song I call the WAP. It's about wet ass
Wow,
lady part.
actually.
Same shit. It's about wet ass lady part. Who needs to hear that? That's in like 99.9% repeating rap songs. No, I just need a song about a gothic girl and ugh.
A gothic girl who moons you and sits on your face.
Wow, way to make this super sexual. Is that a pet peeve of yours?
Sorry, not you. I had to bring it up. You're the one giving me shit for mine.
I said yours once about gray sweatpants.
You've multiply said it.
When you all see D at work, just say checkmate from now on, okay? Just go, checkmate, governor.
It's funny because the last person who said that, I was like, okay, so what? They're like, oh, I thought you were supposed to react to that.
Was it K? Was it one of the K people?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay. Well, I thought he was going to. I'll have to have a talk with him.
I can't remember.
This disc.
I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was S.
It was? Oh, yeah. He said that he said you got pissed. You gave him a look.
I can't remember. Someone did. I was like, I don't care. Lord. Never gonna hear the end of anything.
Oh, no, you won't. No. Every time when we start to kill a joke, like Tippy Toe starts to die out, you'll do something which gives us a whole new range of all these jokes we can pull, Oh, poor S. I got so many jokes because of C. Oh, God. Poor S. I gave him so much shit today. Oh, the time of this recording.
Oh, gosh. You got any more, or we're gonna call?
I can probably think of one more.
I could think of like 5, but we gotta cut this off at some
we're
point.
at like an hour. Yeah, we're already at an hour. So we'll just cut it here because I can't think of one off the top of my head. We'll cut it here then, of course. We'll get ready for our next episode. What's the next episode's gonna be? Holiday special for Christmas.
Holiday special.
Yeah, because that's gonna be for Christmas. The week before Christmas. Yeah, that Wednesday before.
The question I'm gonna pose is, what is everyone's favorite Christmas tradition?
Oh, that is a good one. If you celebrate Christmas or if you celebrate Hanukkah, I don't know when exactly those all coincide. I don't know the dates. I'm sorry. But like, what is your favorite holiday tradition around the winter time? Like Christmas time, winter time. That I would love to hear. Can the comments on YouTube and that stuff. If you guys haven't followed us on YouTube or subscribed on YouTube yet, or if you Spotify, RSS. I think we have Amazon Music. We have a lot of places for where this is going and that stuff, and I love it. Apparently we're Apple Podcasts officially now. Like that's finally up and running. So like I said, so by all means, you guys check it out. Seriously, check it all out. Let us know how you do it, like how we do. Give us some feedback. We're getting a lot of great feedback. I'm loving that. Like I said, we are in the works of something that's really cool, and I'm hoping we'll hear back soon, from another person. But yeah, like I said, yeah, no, it's fun. It really is fun. But holiday special will definitely be, what's your seasonal tradition around the Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate around this time. We want to hear it. And of course, in the comments too, let us know what your pet peeves are. Are there any that you agree with us? Is there any that you don't agree should be a pet peeve? Give us some info. Give us some insight. We'd love to see them. I'm still working on setting up an email where you guys can email us directly and comment to us and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But episode 16, holiday special. Looking forward to seeing it.
There.
Yeah. Only 4 more episodes after that. We have 5 more episodes until the season finale on it. And then
we're still learning along the way.
We're learning. We're definitely going to learn every day. Every episode's a new learning experience. And I look forward to taking this trip that much longer with you, D. Not to get all sentimental. Just don't feel guilty when you leave.
D?
Yeah, D.
I heard B.
I mean, you can be a B, but
Wow. Offensive.
Cross
That's
the line.
it. I quit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have an opening for co-host.
Well, with that being said, before Z says any smart ass comments, if you're still here, then apparently you are strong enough to deal with your feelings.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening in to another episode, and hopefully you stay for more and stay for our next season once we get there. And hope you, well, actually, never mind. We still have another one before Christmas. I would say, hope you all have a great holidays. Now, got some time before I say that.
Yep.
So, with that,
How mad would you be if I
thanks,
said I
Ed.
stopped recording about 10 seconds ago?
Super mad.
Well, about that. I'm kidding.
Of course. Okay. With that, hope you all have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.